I'm going to be talking now to smokers and ex-smokers and reform smokers and those who've never ever smoked. Have you ever smoked? Oh, good. Okay, because a lot of people who used to smoke, when they quit smoking, they become a bit of a reform smoker and they gain a halo above their head and they walk around to all the smokers in the world saying, you shouldn't smoke, it's bad for you. And those people can be a bit of a pain in the bum. But those people I'm talking about, 9 out of 10 of them, and I admire them, they were probably able to just quit. And it's very, very hard to quit smoking because to just quit, it means changing your lifestyle, because people don't just smoke because of nicotine addiction. They smoke when they're happy and sad and stressed and bored and lonely and on the phone, the car, the meal, the coffee, etc. So it becomes a lifestyle thing. And to suddenly quit smoking just cold turkey like that is very, very hard. In fact, it's interesting actually, because people, when they first begin smoking in the first place, they start smoking normally when they're quite young to become older and to rebel. Like my father, he had a fag in his hand. He said, "Now don't you smoke." What an invitation that was. So young people start to rebel, to be one of the crowd, etc., etc. But a smoker today doesn't continue smoking for that reason. So now it becomes a lifestyle thing. So they're smoking, as I said earlier, in all these different lifestyle situations. And to suddenly quit smoking is very, very hard. So what we believe in, because I'm with an organisation that helps people to quit smoking, and by the way, we've all been smokers. I smoked for about 20 years or something, 30, 40 a day. And by the way, when I tried to quit smoking, I came up with my little invention. Imagine I had a cigarette in my hand. This is a cigarette. I used to make little pinprick holes in each smoke as each smoke went by. So theoretically, I'd just be drawing in air. It was a great idea in theory, but of course in practice it didn't work. In fact, I used to actually cover the holes, so never mind that. But there are a lot of quick fixes out there. Everybody, these days you pop a tablet and lose weight, you pop a tablet and quit smoking, you pop a tablet and you become rich. It's a quick fix society. Everybody wants to achieve things by just, having a quick fix. The way to actually quit smoking effectively, and there's no quick fix, is actually to identify and deal with the smoking habit before you even stop. In other words, what we believe is a person should keep on smoking for a 5-week period before they stop smoking, and they wrap a piece of paper around their pack of cigarettes. It's called a pack strap, and they keep a record of every cigarette, every cup of coffee, every meal, every drink. So what they're doing is they're actually getting behind the cigarette, because the cigarette is almost like a band-aid. Now, a lot of people don't realize that actually quitting smoking is harder than actually getting off heroin. You see, heroin is a physical addiction, and that's the end of the story. If a person is a heroin user, you wean yourself off heroin, and that's the end of the story. But for a smoker, sure, they can put on a patch and they can wean themselves off nicotine, but there's still a habit they have to deal with. Because, as I said before, we're smoking when we're in all these different emotional things, stressed, bored, lonely, on the phone, the car, the meal, the coffee. So if a person deals with their habit first, and they keep on keeping records of the actual habit, and they're getting behind the cigarette, so for example, a person realizes that they're lonely or they're stressed, they must deal with that bit of loneliness or a bit of stress, because the cigarette is not going to deal with it. It's just like a band-aid behind it. So behaviour modification, which is the technical word of what the Smokenders program does, that's the name of the program, Smokenders. The technical word is behaviour modification. It's like anybody trying to change any habit pattern. People don't just eat because of hunger, people eat because of boredom and anxiety and everything else. Yes, have a smoke behind the tree. People smoke for all sorts of reasons, as I said. So when a person gets weaned off over the first 5 weeks, and they're slowly changing brands week by week, and eventually by the time they actually quit smoking on the day after the fifth week, there's a negligible amount of nicotine left in the system, so there'll be no craving. And as I said earlier, it's harder to get off heroin than it is to actually get off cigarettes, because heroin is a physical addiction, and that's the end of the story. Cigarettes are both physical and psychological and emotional and social. It's a whole complex thing. So for anyone who's able to just suddenly quit smoking cold turkey, I have great admiration for them, because to quit smoking cold turkey is not easy at all. Do we have any smokers here, or any former smokers?
No, unfortunately not.
Or any reformed smokers, walking around with a halo above your head? I hope you, if you're a former smoker, I hope you're not going to tell all the smokers in the world that they shouldn't smoke because it's bad for them. Because health reasons for quitting smoking, it so happens, is not worth much. Because if health reasons was a powerful enough reason to quit smoking, the whole world would have quit smoking a long time ago. If a person wants to quit smoking, they need to look at their ego, because a person quits smoking, they won't have bad breath anymore, they won't have nicotine-stained fingers, they won't have to go outside a restaurant. These are the motivators which will get a person to think about quitting smoking.
As it is.
It's vanity and ego, correct, sir. It's spot on. So the person wants to quit smoking and they think I won't get emphysema and heart attacks and that. Hey, when I cross George Street, not by the traffic lights, I'm taking a gamble. I say to myself, I won't get knocked over. So a person who's a smoker, they won't get emphysema, heart attacks, they keep smoking. But if someone says to them, your breath smells, and don't kiss a smoker because you know kissing a smoker's like you're getting to the ego.
And they're very bad tempered, they're mentally ill.
Who?
The smokers, they're not normal.
They are very, very normal. They are
No, they're
very,
not.
very normal. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Bye-bye.